One of the things that struck me is how different your story is than some of the stories we see coming out of Silicon Valley today. There's this whole idea of fake it till you make it. And that was not the case with you. You were doing things and doing real things every step along the way. That doesn't mean you didn't make mistakes, didn't have things you wish you'd done differently. But there's none of the faking it there. This is things that were really happening. What do you think when you look at Silicon Valley these days and see this idea of faking it till you make it instead of just actually doing the work?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were profitable our first quarter. I showed the financial statements in there. And we were profitable when we went public, and at a pretty reasonable rate. Look, I think one of the things that's inspiring right now is there is an enormous amount of capital that's going after some really big hard tech problems, and that's great because it's creating a lot of innovation. But as we've seen, there's also a dark side to that where there are some bad things that are occurring in the market as well.
You know, you write about how we knew that you created this company in your dorm room. At least that's what legend has always told us. But it was far more than that. You created this company just about everywhere. In apartments that you had in your dorm room, new apartments, places that you set things up. You were kind of the original person who could work from anywhere. We've all kind of gone through this in the pandemic where we've been forced to work different places. I just wonder what you think today about what consumers want, what employers want, and how that kind of works, just this work from anywhere, and how the technology companies like yours kind of adapt to that.
Right. I think through this, last 18 months, we've all sort of learned that, work is something we do. It's not a place. And I think, employers are embracing hybrid work, and that's obviously creating a lot of demand for technology. And ultimately, I think it's leading to happier employees and more productivity. It doesn't mean that there's not a role for offices, but I think it'll definitely be different in the future. And certainly, I think this period has given us a real glimpse of the future as to how we can use technology and tools to work from anywhere. And, certainly for parts of our business and really for all of our business, it's been a great tailwind for us.
Yeah, we're looking at the chart right now. Dell stock up 210% from the pandemic lows. And I know this last quarter was a really strong one for you with a super growth of sales growth of about 15%. What's driving things right now?
So I think I think we'll have a very strong second half as well. So, look, I think the demand for our products pretty much across the board is super strong. If you think about the last 18 months, the only thing that really worked during the lockdowns was technology, and so organizations all over the world are investing heavily in technology. Today's also, in addition to my book, it's also the day that Windows 11 is being introduced. And you've got about 700 million PCs out there right now that won't run Windows 11, right? And so, there's an enormous upgrade cycle. And if you think about hybrid work, obviously that generates a lot of demand. And then, of course, all the cloud infrastructure and edge computing, 5G, all of these things, and we need to mention the cyber challenges and cyber threats out there. All of those are generating demand for the infrastructure and solutions that we provide our customers around the world. So demand is strong, and while there are supply chain challenges, we're doing relatively well.
I was going to ask you about that. You write in the book about how you went to Asia for the first time when you were just 20 years old to really kind of peel back the layers of the onion and figure out how the supply chain works. What are you doing these days with the chip shortage? How do you try and make sure that you have enough of all the things you need?
Lots of forward buying, and certainly, I think the quality of our demand signal has been better than our competitors. Supply chain has been a strength for us for quite some time, but we're not immune. I mean, we do have very high backlogs, even though we're shipping more products than we ever have in the past, and lead times for many products are extended. But we're doing our best to keep up. I think it's going to still take quite some time for semiconductor capacity to rise to the demand that we see out there. So it's record demand and record shipments, even though there are challenges.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.